Hi everyone and welcome back to episode 8 of the Bodcast. I'm here. Ian's also here.
Hello.
So today's episode is one that Ian wants to talk about. It's called Lego Minifigures, Crutch or Curse. So Ian, explain what you mean.
So, obviously the Lego minifigure is iconic.
Yes.
It is one of Lego's trademarks. That trademark has been upheld. It's very important. But it's also causing problems. So Lego like to use it as a way of selling sets. So in particularly, this seems to happen with Marvel sets. That you'll get the 4+ or the 6+ sets, and they have a really good exclusive minifigure in, or it's a minifigure that you can only get in a very expensive set elsewhere. And because of that, they sell a lot more of the set than they really should.
Yeah,
so you've got AFOLs buying sets that they're not interested in the set at all. All they want is the minifigure.
Which I guess going back to our sustainability point a couple of podcasts ago is that's not great for the planet that you're making people buy all that extra plastic just for one tiny bit of plastic. Also, a bit cheeky, right?
It is. As I say, they're kind of just relying on the popularity of the minifigure, the exclusivity of the minifigure to get people to buy sets. So that's where the whole crutch comes from. They're leaning on it, they're taking advantage of it, and they need to stop doing that. But so then there's the flip side of it. So we have seen sets that are heavily criticised for their choice of minifigures. If you look at the Star Wars Republic gunship, it's, most of the complaints about it are you've only put 2 minifigures in. They're not the minifigures that people want. The minifigure isn't that different from an already existing one.
Yeah.
The minifigure is technically exclusive at the moment. We don't know if they will come out in other sets. They might do. But it's exclusive because of very, very minor changes.
Is that just the dirt?
Yeah. And you see this constantly with Marvel sets, with Star Wars sets, that people are never happy.
So it's the license themes that are always the issue, really.
Pretty much.
There's no one really cares about Lego minifigures themselves. It's all about the licensed ones.
Yeah, I know other controversies around other minifigures, but we'll focus mainly on the licensed ones. So again, Harry Potter ones, people complain. People say, we should have had this minifigure, or this minifigure is reusing this part of a minifigure from a different set. I know that there's recently Holly from Potter Minifig Pals has done a video where she's managed to create a minifigure that's coming out in a set that's not been released yet.
Oh, yeah.
By finding all the parts from different sets.
It's crazy.
So, there are a lot of Lego fans out there who are only interested in the minifigures.
Yeah. Is that the wrong thing to be interested in with Lego? I kind of feel like they're not the most exciting part for me, but
I think, say, children, kind of pre-teen, early teens, I think them having a minifigure of the character that they've watched in the film or in the TV series, I think that very much adds to their experience.
Yeah, that's true. Especially the Disney sets that we buy, if they don't have the Disney characters in, they're not really Disney sets.
Yeah.
You need the minifigures, but when you're just buying the set to get a minifigure, that's kind of the point there.
Yeah. Particularly when it's an expensive set and you're having to buy it to get one. So the Daily Bugle has got 2 minifigures that are not just exclusive, but it's the first time those characters have been portrayed in minifig.
Right, and so they're massively important to people.
Yeah, and partly that's because they come from the slightly more
darker side,
violent spectrum of the films or comics. And so this is the first 18+ set that they've done, and so therefore they felt that they could go more into that territory.
Yeah, but the Daily Bugle's like £350.
Yeah.
So for a minifig collector, that's a lot of money when you only want the minifigs.
Yeah.
But then what minifig collectors do is they buy the set and then they sell on the bits that people who don't care about minifigures actually want, like us. We're not really bothered about the Daily Bugle from the minifigure point of view. We care about the building.
Yes.
So we can get it cheaper. They get what they want. Is it not good for everyone?
Depends how much into the Lego community you are. So, if you don't know about things like Bricklink and Brickowl, if you're not really that used to buying stuff on eBay and specifically looking for the keywords of without minifigures or minifigures only kind of thing, then you've not got that available to you. Lego don't advertise that those services exist, that you could get that way. They just go, here's the set, you want this minifigure, you have to buy this set.
True. But surely everyone knows they could search on eBay for a minifigure.
I don't know.
That way round makes more sense to me. Searching for a set without the minifigures, I think, is maybe a little less obvious. But if you see a set and, I only want that minifigure, I guess you might go to Bricks and Pieces and try and order it. Order it that way.
Yeah, but you can't do that because licensed minifigures very rarely are available on Bricks and Pieces.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I feel that Lego really should change how they do it. They should be making it so that you can buy the sets and you can buy the minifigures. You don't have to buy the sets with the minifigures.
Well, they're not going to want to do that.
Of course they're not, because it would affect their profit margins by giving customers what they want.
Yeah. Don't give customers what they want.
No.
That's madness. Do you think that would then allow them to bring out more minifigures, though, that people want? So, is that not essentially what the CMF series is?
Yeah, I guess so.
You're saying don't have exclusive minifigures and sets, only have them in the CMFs?
Yeah.
So what, every Star Wars set that you buy comes with the exact same minifigure, or they don't come with any minifigures?
I'm not sure. They could come with some basic minifigures, but if you want to get Luke, then you go and buy the specific Luke that you want.
And by basic minifigure, do you just mean like a guy with a torso and a head? And
I mean more like extras.
So people that aren't identified as a main character, but still are kind of on theme.
Yeah.
So it's not like we'll end up with a new brick separator, like the minifigure that comes with every single set, and you'll have 1 million of them, and you'll have them everywhere. Okay, because that I wouldn't want that. That would be crazy.
No.
Because the less they make that no one wants, the better for the planet, obviously.
Yes.
In fact, brick separators, we didn't discuss how bad those can be.
No, I think brick separators also need to be changed as well. I think if you are buying an order from Lego.com, then the order should come with one brick separator. They shouldn't come in sets. They should be put in the order. If you're buying it from the store, then they should just have a bin of them that you can take from.
How about instead of it comes with the order, you say whether you want it or not?
That's the other way of doing it.
Because, we've got so many.
We have.
Anyway, that's back to the plastic thing. It's hard not to think about it, though.
Mm.
Yeah, minifigures, I love the CMFs because of the collectible nature of them. But minifigures that come in sets, not bothered.
Yeah.
Am I weird?
I don't think so.
First time you've ever said that.
Okay, yes, you're very weird, just not in this specific instance.
Okay, thanks.
But yeah, and then there's then other issues around minifigures, so non-licensed minifigures. And this mainly comes down to what colour they are.
They're yellow.
They're yellow. And a lot of people feel that's wrong.
Why?
Because they say that yellow represents Caucasian skin.
So they're saying that because there's no diversity in the colours, therefore we're assuming that the colour they picked is meant to represent what we believe to be the most
it's kind of
represented one normally.
No, I think it's more that the skin tone it is closest to is Caucasian.
I'm just looking at my own skin, wondering how yellow I am.
I mean, if you think about The Simpsons, Caucasian characters are yellow.
Are they not just all yellow because they're Simpsons? I suppose no, you've got what's his face?
Abu.
That's not the one.
Not Abu. Abu's a monkey from Aladdin.
No, I was thinking the Doctor. I don't know what his name is. Dr. Hibbert, yeah. So, yeah, why are the Simpsons yellow? Is it just that that's an easier colour to colour? Because it's a consistent colour. And so it takes away the whole need for, paler people and more canned white people. So you can just say, right, everyone who's yellow is just white. That's one variety. And then we'll add in the other skin tones. But that in itself seems crazy. Because not even white people are the same.
Yeah.
I've always seen it that Lego just have yellow people. And that there is no race involved. It's just everyone's yellow.
Yeah.
But then when you bring in all the licensed stuff, and they did originally bring those out yellow.
Yes. So obviously there's the big issue that Lego have always said that yellow isn't meant to represent a skin tone, it's meant to represent everyone. Because no one is actually yellow skinned unless, you've got some severe jaundice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen that. It's weird.
Yeah. So as it represents everyone, then everyone can be yellow. The thing that completely destroys their own argument is the first non-yellow minifig was Lando, who is a black Star Wars character. So in the set,
everyone else
he was
yellow.
shown as having brown skin and everyone else was yellow.
Yeah, and that's where they made the error, I think, because they didn't introduce flesh tones for the others. They made it quite clear that that's what they thought yellow was.
Yeah.
That's where they've gone wrong.
Yeah, so as a kid, I didn't think of Lego minifigures as representing people.
What did you think they were?
They're just Lego minifigures. Why do you think they represent people?
Because they're kind of people-y looking.
Okay. In Fraggle Rock, the doozers, the little guys who build all of the towers, do they represent people?
Yeah. They don't look like Fraggles, they look like people. They have like little hats, they wear clothes. I don't know. I had one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I'd say it doesn't represent the person in any way.
I guess I'm thinking about it now, from my perspective now. Yeah. Probably as a child, I don't know. They're Lego people. What else do you call them?
Minifigs.
Lego people.
Oh, they're minifigs.
I guess if you don't know the term minifig, then you call them Lego people.
Yeah.
And therefore they're people.
But they don't look like people. They're weird blocky things that are too wide.
But they're quite clearly not buildings or trees or animals. No. They're people. Like, they're not aliens. Some of them are. They're quite clearly meant to represent the people aspect of the city.
So they're Lego humanoids.
Sure, let's call them Lego humanoids. Is that okay? Can I think of them that?
You want?
Did you not think of them like that?
Right, but that's not people.
Okay, I think it's semantics here. What do you mean by people?
This is the thing. I don't think they're people.
Okay, I don't talk to the Lego minifigures as if they're alive.
Do you know?
Is that what you mean?
No, I don't think they represent real people.
No, I don't think they're Lego minifigures.
But they don't represent...
They're Lego people.
Yeah, they don't represent generic people.
They're not meant to look like anyone in particular. Is that what you mean?
No, they do not look like the human race. They do not represent
but they've got eyes,
members of the human race.
They've got mouths. They don't have noses.
Yeah.
They've got arms. They've got legs. They're similar to us. They've got hair.
Geckos.
They've got clothes. What? No. Geckos don't look anything like us. And Lego minifigures look more like us than geckos.
Okay. But again, doozers, which are clearly not people.
I think it's just the wording you're using. Because I look at the doozers and I think they're people-like. They're not like the Fraggles. They're more like us than Fraggles. Their proportions...
Yeah, well, weirdly, in terms of culture, they're a lot less like us than Fraggles.
I feel like you know too much about Fraggles.
Maybe.
I feel like maybe I need to do some Fraggle Rock watching just to get used to it. But I think they have the right proportions. That's the thing. It's the stance. It's the upright stance. It's the arms, the legs, the head, all in that sort of layout that makes them look like people.
Okay, what about the Thundercats?
They're people.
No, they're not.
What do you mean they're not?
Not people in any way.
They stand upright.
Right.
Okay, they're meant to be cats. Thundercat people.
Cat aliens.
Cat aliens? Oh, I never really thought about them being aliens. I suppose where do they come from?
Thundera.
Yeah. Okay, I don't see them as people. I don't know. I'm confused what I think now.
This is how I see it. So, for me, as a kid, the Lego minifigure was kind of similar to the Thundercats. They're a race that have some
similarities.
Yeah, some similarities. They have arms, they have legs. Their body shape, I mean, minifigures' body shape is less like a human's than a Thundercat's body shape is, but it's roughly there. As you say, they're missing noses, apart from a couple which are just really weird looking.
Yeah, the ones with noses really do freak me out.
So, for me, that was fine. They weren't people. It was only when they started bringing out skin tones and trying to make them look like people that suddenly it became an issue.
But how could they sell those sets without making them look like the people? They're doing something that represents a film that has these people in.
Well, they managed to do it with yellow minifigures for years.
So should they have brought Lando out yellow?
Yes.
Would that not have got more backlash?
I don't know.
So you think that's the pivotal moment where they messed up?
Yeah.
By making a black person as opposed to turning a black person into a yellow person.
So anyway, there's the question of what to do about it. And loads of people will tell you that, you know, skin tones are used for licensed sets and yellow is used for non-licensed sets.
Yeah, that seems to be roughly true unless you look at Charles Dickens' promo. Or
Friends. Friends is a non-licensed set series and they use skin tones.
So by Friends you don't mean the show, you mean Lego Friends theme?
The theme.
And yeah, they have a lot of representation in that, apart from gender-wise, in your opinion. Yeah. No, not in your opinion. Actually.
The statistics.
Yeah. So yeah, they represent a lot more in terms of diversity for race. And there's no yellow people.
No.
Not a single yellow people in the Friends line. And there's never been. That's quite clearly because that's a much newer line.
Yeah.
Where they've made a decision to completely move away from the minifigure and they've gone, right, we probably should just make it like this from the start. Is that fair?
Yep. So should they be doing that with other series? Should Lego City change over to mini dolls?
Yeah. No.
But I was watching a lot of videos criticising the Ice Castle, saying that it should have come with minifigures because that set is aimed at AFOLs. It's what AFOLs grew up with. They grew up with the minifigures, therefore the set aimed at them should be minifigures, which is wrong. Just factually, it's wrong.
Well, it's not an adult set. It was 16 plus?
It's
14,
a 14 plus set, so it's aimed at T-foals.
Yep.
And T-foals, if they grew up with Friends, Disney Princess and Elves, have grown up with mini dolls.
Yeah.
So a set aimed at them should have mini dolls in it.
Yeah, because that's what they know.
So if they bring in...
But only the girls have grown up with minifigures, supposedly.
No. Elves was
more
mixed.
But a lot of boys will have grown up with the City line because there's still that divide that boys get the City, girls get the Friends.
Which is why I'm saying City should change over to mini dolls, because that also stops you from having this pigeonhole of I play with mini doll sets, therefore I can't get the City sets, or I play with minifigures, therefore I can't get the Friends sets.
Yeah, because that's the thing. My friend was asking for a set for her son. And he likes trees and nature and stuff. And trying to find a non-girly box was impossible because the sets that really suited him came with the mini dolls and were all pink and stuff, and he therefore wouldn't want them.
Yeah.
So there's not enough overlap between the two. And so, like you say, if we just ditch the minifigure for those, but then would you not have to ditch it for everything and just move to
I think so. I think you would slowly...
all over.
Anyway, so City... It's kind of the range that I feel is aimed at younger kids. So if you look at it, most Lego cities that you see from AFOLs have very little city theme in it.
Yeah, you get the cars and things because they're quite good fillers, but they're all open backed. People don't want the open back. Yeah. They're smaller sets. So
I think that would be a good theme to start it with. And obviously when it gets to the licensed themes, it's going to be harder.
I think they also need to work on the mini dolls because they don't have the articulation in the hands.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, I don't know. They're very narrow shaped faces. I think they're not set in the right body image. With a minifigure, I imagine those to be fat, thin, anything. Just looking at them, there's no clearness to me of like their body shape.
Right.
Mini dolls, they're all skinny, and
okay.
I think that's a wrong move. So unless they make fat ones to represent that, this is the thing. Wherever you go, there's always something you can't then represent in plastic.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue. And does the mini doll make it worse?
I don't know.
I see what you're
trying to bring out different body types for mini dolls. Then.
Yeah. So I see what you're trying to do, but that's weird. They won't want to do that because that will be more like they'll have a mini doll making machine.
Yeah.
They won't want to have a fat mini doll making machine and a short mini, and they're all the same heights as well. You don't get different legs. I suppose you've got the teeny tiny mini dolls now.
Yeah.
But leg length is fixed. Whereas with the minifigures, you get different leg lengths, and you can take them apart and
changed
swap
over
them.
time.
Yeah.
You can take apart.
You can, but
mini
not
dolls.
as much. I feel. I've never.
Leah does it all the time.
What does she take off?
She splits them in half.
But you can't take their arms off.
I don't know. I've never tried. I don't.
No, don't try.
Okay.
You definitely. Pretty sure you can't take their legs off. They're a lot more rigid. I feel in it, like not as flexible, but then more flexible. Literally more like squishy plastic in places, but there's not as much versatility in swapping them. I don't think there's a perfect answer. I see the benefits of moving to mini dolls everywhere, but I know no one's going to want to.
No.
How do you...
Lego aren't going to do it either.
No.
Because, as I said, the minifig is a trademark.
Yeah.
They have stopped other companies from making stuff that looks like minifigures. That's why if you look at companies like Kobe...
With the
they have
nightmarish little minifigures.
Yeah, their minifigs are awful looking. And that's because they can't get too close to the Lego one.
Yeah.
Mini dolls, I don't think Lego could make the same kind of claims.
No.
I think they'd find it much harder.
Because mini dolls look more like people to
possibly
you than minifigures.
I mean, they have noses for one thing.
Yeah, that's normal for people, but
I mean, to be fair, the Kobe minifigures look closer to mini dolls than they do to minifigs.
yeah.
So, and if someone was to make something that looks like a person from a film for a Lego compatible system, then it's going to look a bit like a mini doll as well. So I say Lego need to keep the minifig for their trademark and for having some unique thing that identifies it. But in some ways I feel that morally it would be better if they slowly converted over to mini dolls.
Is the alternative to make it so that there is skin tone variation in every set, not just licensed ones?
So that's a way of doing it. That's a hugely complicated way of doing it, though.
Because...
Well, I feel you'll get almost more of a backlash for doing that.
Or you've got to be a lot more careful about what characters you portray in what. Yeah, it's a tricky situation. So, Lego minifigure, Crutch or curse?
As I say,
both.
There are problems with it, but it is such a big crutch that Lego lean on that I think they're going to have these problems for a while.
Maybe they don't see them as problems.
There are definitely problems. Whether
maybe they don't care enough. That they are not problems in their minds. They just ignore it.
So for the company, there's positives and negatives, and for them, clearly, the positives outweigh the negatives. Yeah. From a business point of view.
Yeah. Let us know what you think in the comments below if you're on YouTube, or in the feedback on other podcast platforms, or go find us on Instagram where you can talk to us. If you're interested in catching other podcast episodes, then you can find our full playlist on YouTube and any platform that you're streaming from. And we'll catch you next week. Bye!
Bye!